Okay, hello everybody. Today our video tutorial will be on the key terms for transversal angles. Okay, so what exactly is a transversal? So this is our keyword for today, transversal. Okay, so a transversal is a line, okay, that cuts through two or more parallel lines. Now from the previous video, you learned that parallel lines are lines that will never intersect or will never meet. They just go on forever, but they will never meet each other, okay? So the transversal is this line that cuts through or intersects two or more parallel lines, okay?
Transversal 就是一条穿过两条或以上的 parallel lines。Parallel line 就是两条永远不会相遇的两条線。
So a transversal 係穿過兩條或多條平行線 parallel line 嘅線。咁 parallel lines 平行線係永遠唔會交叉嘅線，永遠係隔住同一個距離。
When the transversal intersects or cuts through the parallel lines, they create transversal angles. Now, there are 7 types of transversal angles. So we are going to start with vertical angles. Okay, now remember, these are the parallel lines. And how do you know they're parallel? Because of this symbol, okay? This symbol means these two lines are parallel. And this again, as you remember, is the transversal because it cuts through the parallel lines. So vertical angles are angles that are vertically opposite each other. Okay, so imagine this is an X and these are the vertical angles. Okay, they are vertically opposite each other.
Vertical angles 就是在垂直上相反的角。假如平行线和这条穿过平行线的 transversal line 是一个 x， 那它们就是在垂直上相反的。
Vertical angles 係垂直對面嘅角度。咁譬如喺 x transversal line 穿過個 parallel line 形成嘅 x， A 角度同埋 D 角度係 vertical angles.
Let's now go on to the next slide. So as you can see here, vertical angles are equal. Equal meaning they have the same measurement, okay? So these two are vertically opposite angles. So that means if this is 100 degrees, okay, what would the measure of angle D be?
Angle D 就会是100，也会是100度，因为 vertical angles 是平等的，所以呢，它们就会有一样的measurement。
Vertical angles 係對等嘅，咁佢哋係有同一個角度，譬如 A 係100度，咁 D 亦都會等於100度。
Okay, so that means they have the same measurement. So that means if this one is 80 degrees, Warren, what would be the measure of G?
G will also be 80度，因为它们是 vertical angles， 然后 vertical angles 是相等的。
So Donald, are there any more vertical angles in this picture?
Yes. For example, C and B。C 同埋 B 亦都係 vertical angles， 因為佢哋喺斜對面。咁如果 C 係100度嘅話 ，B 亦都會等於100度。
Are there any more vertical angles?
有 E 和 H 也是 vertical angles。比如说，如果 E 是100度 ，H 也会是100度，因为它们是相等的 vertical angles。
Okay, so those are vertical angles. The measurements are equal. So let's go now to another type of transversal, which is called corresponding angles. Okay, now imagine imagine that this transversal, okay, is cut into two areas. Okay, so this is area 1 and this is area 2. You will see that they have quadrants, okay, different. When you cut an area into 4, you have quadrants. So we can call this quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same for the second one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So corresponding angles are angles that are on the same quadrant. Okay. Quadrant just means an area that is cut or divided into 4 parts. Okay. So corresponding angle would be an angle in the same quadrant or area. So in this case, this would be angle A would be a corresponding angle to angle E.
如果把这两条平行线从中间分开，并且分成4个 quadrant， 也就是相当于4个区域，那么这两条线上面分别在同一个区域的就是 corresponding angles。
corresponding angles 係首先將一個平行線 parallel line 分成兩個唔同嘅區域，咁兩個唔同嘅區域一個交叉點咧就亦都分成4個唔同嘅區域，咁 A 喺第一個區域，咁所以 E 亦都係喺下面嘅第一個區域，所以佢哋兩個係 corresponding angles。
So this slide shows you corresponding angles, okay? Are there any more corresponding angles?
Yes， 比如说 C 和 G， 就是 corresponding angles， 因为它们也是在同一个 quadrant 或者区域。
C is equal to, let's say 70 degrees. What would the measure of G be?
G 也会就是70度，因为它们是 corresponding angles， 意思是就是它们是平等相等的。
Are there any more corresponding angles here?
Yes， 亦都有另外一對 corresponding angles B 同埋 F。咁佢哋之所以係 corresponding angles， 係因為佢哋喺同一個區域。
If B has a measurement of, let's say 75 degrees, what would F be?
F 亦都係會75度，因為佢哋係 corresponding angles。
Okay, because they're same measurement. Now we're going to important keywords before we look at the next 2 angles, okay? So an important keyword would be alternate, okay? Alternate means opposite sides of the transversal line. So this is the transversal line. As you can see, it's blue and blue, okay? So alternate would mean one angle would be on, one angle would be here on this side, and the other angle would be on the other side, okay? Alternate means on opposite sides of the transversal line.
Alternate 的意思就是在 transversal line 分别2个角度都在 transversal line 不同的边，比如说左上角那个 angle， 它就是在左邊，而右下角跟它相反在右邊。
So alternate angles 係喺 transversal line 嘅相對兩側，亦都係喺對面。咁上面喺左上角 Miss Ness tick 咗一個圓圈，同埋右下角 Miss Ness tick 嘅圓圈亦都係相等，因為佢哋喺 transversal line 嘅兩側，亦都係對面。
2 more important keywords would be interior. Interior means inside, okay? And that means inside or in between the parallel lines, as you can see here. So yellow, yellow. Interior, inside, like in between the sandwich, okay? Sandwich between 2 parallel lines. Exterior is outside the parallel lines, okay? Outside, okay?
Interior 就是在 parallel lines 的里面或者之間 ，exterior 就是 parallel lines 的外面。
Interior 就係喺 parallel lines 嘅中間，咁 exterior 咧就係喺 parallel lines 嘅旁邊或者出邊。
So our next angle is called the alternate interior angles, okay? Now remember, alternate means on either side of the transversal. This is the transversal. So that means one of the angles would be on the left side, the other angle would be on the right side. Okay, so in this case, an example of an alternate interior angle would be angle C and angle F. As you can see, angle C is on the left side of the transversal, angle F is on the right side of the transversal, and they are inside the parallel lines, interior. These are the parallel lines, and there are the angles in between or inside the parallel lines. Okay?
Alternate 就是在 transversal line 分别在左边和右边相反的两个角。Interior 就是在parallel lines 也就是平行线内部的两个角。所以在这个图里面 C 和 F 是 alternate interior angles， 因为它們都在transversal line 的分別左邊和右邊，並且在平行線的裏邊。
Alternate interior angles 係對等嘅。咁首先分開嚟解釋 ，alternate 係喺 transversal line 嘅相對兩側，亦都係對面，一個喺左邊，另外一個喺右邊。And interior means 喺 parallel lines 嘅中間，所以 C 同埋 F 係對等嘅。
Are there any other interior angles here?
Yes， 比如说 D 和 E 也会是 alternate interior angles， 因为它们都在 transversal line 的反面，然后它们也是就是在 parallel lines 之间，所以 D 和 E 也是 alternate interior angles。
Are there any other alternate interior angles other than C and F and D and E?
There's none， 冇，因為淨係得4個選擇。
Okay, because we only have 2 parallel lines, okay, and there are only 2 sets in between. So what do we know about alternate interior angles? They are equal. That means they have the same measurement. If angle D is 120 degrees, what would the measurement of angle E be?
Angle E 也会是120度，因为 alternate interior angles 是相等的。
If C is 60 degrees, what would the measurement of F be?
F 亦都係會60度，因為 alternate interior angles 係對等嘅 ，same measurement。
So the next angle would be alternate exterior angles. Okay, so you remember this is the transversal, and alternate means one angle is in the left side and the other angle would be on the right side, alternate, opposite sides. Okay, but now we're looking at the exterior or outside. So that means away or outside the parallel lines. Okay,
现在我们就看 alternate exterior angles， 就是 alternate angles， 但是呢是在 parallel line 的外面。
Now we're looking at alternate exterior angles， 亦都係喺兩個平行線 parallel lines 嘅出邊。
do you see any, can you give me a pair of alternate exterior angles?
Yes, as example， 比如说 A and H， 因为它们分别在 transversal line 的两边，而且都在parallel line 的外边。
Is there another pair of alternate exterior angles? A and H, very good. They are alternate exterior angles because one is on the left side, the other one is on the right, and they are outside the parallel lines. So is there another one?
Yes, Miss Ness， 有嘅 B 同埋 G 亦都係 alternate exterior angles， 因為先回顧一下 alternate 代表喺 transversal line 嘅相對面，一個喺右邊，一個喺左邊。咁 exterior means 喺 parallel lines 嘅旁邊或者出邊，所以 B 同埋 G 係對等嘅。
We know now that alternate exterior angles are also equal, meaning they have the same measurement. So if angle A has a measure of 130 degrees, what would the measurement of angle H be?
如果 A 是130度，那么 H 也会是130度，因为我们知道 alternate exterior angles 是相等的，所以如果是相等的，它们的度数也会是一样。
If B was equal to 60 degrees, what would the measure of angle G be?
如果 B 係等於60度嘅話 ，G 亦都會等於60度，因為我哋知道 alternate exterior angles 係對等嘅，佢哋有 same measurement。
So our next one would be supplementary angles. So if you notice, the 4 angles that we studied are all in yellow, okay? So we started with vertical angles, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, and alternate exterior angles. And all these angles are equal. That means they have the same measurements. Now we are going to go to the next 3 angles, okay? And these 3 angles do not have the same measurements. They are not equal.
在我们之前讲的 vertical angles, corresponding angles, alternate interior 和 exterior angles， 它们都是相等的。但是之後我們要講的3個角，它們都不是相等的。
我哋以前提及過嘅所有 angles 都係用黃色嚟睇，你見到 VA-CA-AIA-AEA。alternate angles, corresponding angles, vertical angles， 因為佢哋係一樣嘅。不過我哋從此以後會講嘅 angles 都係唔相同，因此會用橙色嚟標。
So the first ones are supplementary angles. They are angles that are on a straight line. So in this picture, you can see that we have 3 straight lines. You have this line is straight, this line is straight, and the transversal line is also a straight line. So that means any angle on a straight line, angles on a straight line would be considered supplementary angles.
我们这里有3条线，1、2和3，所以呢，就代表所有的 angle 在这条线上都会是 supplementary angle。
我哋呢度上面有3條線，咁分別係兩條 parallel lines 同埋個 transverse line。咁喺上面嘅嗰啲角度，全部都係會加埋一齊，等於180度。
Good. Supplementary angles are angles on a straight line. Okay. Warren, can you give me an example of supplementary angles?
Yes. 比如說 A 和 B， 它們都在最上面那條 parallel lines 上面被 transverse line 分開成2個角，它們加起來也是180度。
Donald, can you give me another example of supplementary angles?
Yes, E 同埋 F， 因為佢哋都係喺最下面嘅 parallel line 上邊被 transverse line 穿過，所以佢哋加埋一齊係等於180度嘅。
Okay, very good. Dora, since we know that supplementary angles total 180 degrees, okay? If A is 120 degrees, what would be the measurement of B?
B 就会是60度，因为我们知道直线是180度，所以 如果 A 是120度 ，B 就会是180减120，那就会是60度。
Very good, because we know if A is 120 degrees plus angle B should total 180 degrees. So this is where your algebra gets in, okay? So minus 120 minus 120, okay, angle B is equal to 60 degrees, okay? So Donald, let's say angle F has a measure of 50 degrees. What would the measurement of angle E be?
因為我哋知道 angles on a straight line, supplementary angles, total 加埋一齊等於180度。咁我哋用我哋 last unit 學過嘅 algebra use inverse operation， 180等於 E 加50。inverse of 50係等於減50，所以兩邊減 E 就會等於130度。
By using algebra, okay, you can find out that the measure of E is 130 degrees because we know that supplementary angles total 180. Okay, so Warren, are there any more supplementary angles in this picture?
Yes，比如说 C and D，它们也是在平行这条 parallel line 下面，所以它们加起来也是180度，是 supplementary angles。
Donald, any other supplementary angles?
Yes，另外一個例子 of supplementary angles 係 G 同埋 H， 因為佢哋都係喺最下面嘅 parallel lines 下面，咁所以佢哋加埋一齊係等於180度。
Dora, are there any more? Can you tell me the remaining supplementary angles?
Yes, there are actually 4 more. So 还有四个 supplementary angle， 就是 AC、BD、FH 和 EG， 因为它们都是在直线上的，所以它们加起来也会是180度，是 supplementary angle。
So Donald, why are these 4 supplementary angles also?
呢4個 supplementary angles 都係等於180度，因為其實佢哋喺個 transversal line 上邊 ，transversal line 亦都係一條線，所以佢哋加埋一齊係等於180度。
So the next one would be, again, an important keyword for the last 2 angles, okay? This time, it's consecutive. In the last one, we talked about alternate, okay? And we said that alternate was either opposite sides of the transversal. Now, consecutive would be on the same side of the transversal line. So that means all the angles are either on the left side or on the right side, okay? Because consecutive means same side.
刚刚我们讲了 alternate angles， 就是在 transversal line 分别在两边的角度，但是现在我们讲的 consecutive 就是反过来，就是两个角都在 transversal line 的同一边。
consecutive 係喺 transversal line 嘅同一邊，一係佢哋一對喺左邊，一係佢哋一對喺右邊。
And again, I want you to remind you about interior and exterior, okay? So interior meaning inside the parallel lines and exterior outside the parallel line.
再一次提醒大家 interior 还有 exterior 的意思。 interior 就是parallel lines 之間，然後 exterior 就是 parallel lines 的外面。
再一次提醒大家 interior 喺 parallel lines 嘅中間，咁 exterior 喺 parallel lines 嘅旁邊或者出邊。
The next one would be consecutive, meaning on the same side, either on the left or on the right. Interior, meaning inside the parallel lines. Angles, okay? So, Warren, can you give me an example of consecutive interior angles and tell us why they are consecutive interior angles?
Yes, 比如 C and E， 因为他们在 transversal line 的同一边，并且在两条 parallel lines 的里边。
Okay, Donald, is there another pair of consecutive interior angles and tell us why?
Yes, there is. Consecutive interior angles 拆開嚟解釋係喺 transversal line 嘅同一邊嘅，亦都喺 parallel lines 嘅中間。咁另外一對 consecutive interior angles 係 D 同埋 F。
Dora, so consecutive interior angles, okay, total 180 degrees, okay? So if D and F, according to Donald, are consecutive interior, if the measurement of D is 120 degrees, what would be the measurement of angle F?
现在我们可以用上一个 topic 我们学的 algebra 来算出 F 是什么，因为 D 加 F 是180，所以120加 F 就是180，然后两边都减120，那就会得 F 就等于60度。因为我们知道 consecutive interior angles total 是180度。
How about the other side? According to Warren, C and E are also consecutive interior angles. So Donald, if C is equal to, let's say 40 degrees, what would the measurement of angle E be?
因為我哋知道 consecutive interior angles 加埋一齊係等於180度。咁我哋用我哋上個 subject 上個 unit 學過嘅 algebra 將佢排整為 E 加40度等於180度。咁我哋用 inverse operations 減走40度兩邊 E 就會等於140度。
So the last one, the last transversal are called consecutive. Again, consecutive meaning same sides. Either they're all on the left or all on the right. Exterior, outside the parallel lines. Okay, consecutive exterior angles.
Consecutive exterior angles 就是他们在同一边，然后也是 exterior， 意思就是在 parallel lines 的外面。
consecutive exterior angles 拆開嚟講 consecutive 係喺 transversal line 嘅同一邊，咁 exterior 係喺 parallel lines 嘅旁邊或者出邊。
Warren, can you give me an example of consecutive exterior angles?
A and yes, for example, A 和 G， 因为他们在 transversal line 的同一边，而且都在 parallel lines 的外边。
Donald, is there another pair of consecutive exterior angles?
Yes, B 同埋 H， 因為佢哋都喺 transversal line 嘅同一邊，而且亦都喺 parallel lines 嘅出邊。
Now, Dora, consecutive exterior angles total 180 degrees, okay? So if angle A has a measure of 120 degrees, what would angle G be equal to?
因为我们知道 angle A 加 G 就等于180度，那我们就知道，因为 angle A 是120呢，120加 G 就是180度，然后你两边都减120度，你就会得出 G 等于60度。
So as you can see, Dora has explained that since they're totaling 180, okay, you can use algebra to calculate, okay, the total. Donald, if angle B is equal to, let's use another number we haven't used yet, 45, okay, what would angle H be equal to?
因為 consecutive exterior angles 加埋一齊係等於180度，咁我哋可以 form an equation where 45度加 H 等於180度。我哋用 inverse operations 減45度 ，H 就會等於135度。
For you to remember, because this is like the basics of geometry. In order for you to prove that, or calculate angles and to prove that angles are equal or total 180, this is your supports, your proofs, okay? So if you can see here, these transversals are equal. Vertical angles, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, and alternate exterior angles. And to remember that, okay, you can say VA-CA-AIA, okay, VA-CA-AIA-AEA. So all those four angles are equal, okay? Now, transversals that total 180 are supplementary, consecutive interior angles, consecutive exterior angles, and you can memorize that by saying SA-CIA-CEA, okay?
因为这些角是geometry， 也就是几何的基础，所以说 为了方便记住，Miss Naz 把这些词简化成了 VA-CA-AIA-AEA，就是 vertical angles, corresponding angles, alternate interior 和 exterior angles 的简写。这些transversal angles 是相等，也就是 equal 的。然后剩下的 supplementary angle, consecutive interior, exterior angles， 它们相加等于180度。Miss Naz 把它简化成了 SA-CIA-CEA。
呢一啲 transversal 係等於嘅。Miss Nance 為咗方便我哋整咗一個簡稱 VA-CA-AIA-AEA，
Very good.
Vertical angles, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles。咁呢一啲 transversal 係等於加埋一齊等於180度。Miss Nance 為咗方便我哋整咗簡寫就 SA-CIA-CEA。Supplementary angles, consecutive interior angles, and consecutive exterior angles.
Okay, thank you very much, Donald, for that very spirited VA-CA-AIA-AEA and SA-CIA-CEA. You know, if you use this and you remember it, you will be able to do a lot of our geometry problems. Okay, so just remember VA-CA-AIA-AEA, equal angles, SA-CIA-CEA, total 180 degrees. So again, I want to thank you all for watching. Shout outs to Dora, Donald, and Warren for their amazing contribution to this video. You guys are amazing. And I hope that this will help all of our students, all of you, you know, who are learning, you know, in a different language. So it's challenging, but it's doable. And thank you again to Donald, Dora, and Warren for helping.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, thank you.